today's topic is future career in food and nutrition science. Before starting, I'll introduce myself. Myself is Ruchira Ghosh. I'm basically from India, did my bachelor's and master's in India as well. And I'm a gold medalist there. Presently, I'm a researcher at UNSW, University of New South Wales, Sydney, Australia. Our group is nutrition. So we have a page in Facebook as well as in YouTube where we are going to share this video for others who didn't join or want to have a look, they can see. So first we'll start with what is nutrition or food, what you are exactly studying, why there is so difference, and is this all these subjects are really different or same? So that's the first question. So those who are studying nutrition, food science, food and nutrition, dietetics, clinical nutrition, dairy science, or any other field related to food, I'm not mentioning. So for all of them, the central idea is food. So those who are studying food or food science or quality assurance kind of that, they are basically trying to understand what is food. Food have few, we all know food have few components like protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamin, minerals, water. So it's pretty simple. But if you look in deep, there are so many other components like nutraceuticals, there is bioactive components, there are so many. So when we look in the deep, it's really complex. So those people are trying to understand what is exactly that. Now those who are studying food technology, what is they are looking at, their perspective is to modify our food. If I give you a bowl of wheat flour, are you going to eat? No. So if I give you chapati every day, this is a processing. But if I give you chapati, are you going, or roti, are you going to eat every day? You will feel, oh, she is giving me enough trouble. So but if I give you cake or pastries or different type of bread, you will be, oh, it's something different. But it is the same flour, same thing, just mixing something and developing some new product. That's the main goal. And to do so, in a commercial scale, they also study the they also study the technology. So, and those who are studying nutrition, their aim is to take the same food and how it's going to affect our health in a positive or negative manner. And if you have any diseased condition, how this food can help you to recover from that. Now to do that, it can, like, medicine is not the ultimate solution. So if you are taking only medicine and not taking food, it's not going to help you. So that medicine and food combination is really important. And for that, we have to take healthy food, which is not make our health condition adverse. So this is the area of nutrition and dietetics, clinical nutrition, and so on. So if we look at those who are studying nutrition, majority of them get questions like, I'll just make a short note that those who are joining later, if you have any query, you can ask us at the end, or we are going to share this video in YouTube and Facebook, so you can join there as well, look at it there as well, and anytime you can email us. So those who are studying nutrition, for them, or want to be a nutritionist, for them, first you have to have a bachelor's degree either in any science or nutrition, but preferably at least in biological science. Then if you have already nutrition degree, just directly go for internship and you can be a nutritionist in different health sectors. But if you are doing only science or other science apart from nutrition, food, then you are must. For nutrition also you can do, if you are willing to increase your education level, you can do MSc, PhD. And finally, what will be the health career goal? That will be like health clinic dietitian or nutrition. I am requesting you to just mute yourself, otherwise it's really disturbing. Then you can be a nutritionist in food and nutrition supplement companies. You can work in the health center, diagnostics. You can work in the fitness or gym center. You can have your own private consultancy. You can work for a media or journal like television. You can be in academia from school to till universities. Research centers are there for you. And most interesting is sport nutrition. Sports nutrition was not that common, but nowadays it's really having high demand in India. The next thing is dietitian.
क्या हुआ? आ गया ना तो क्या हो गया फिर? इतनी बड़ी बात करने की जरूरत क्या तुझे? पेपर है ना तेरा, पढ़ाई कर। तो मेरे को लैपटॉप में क्यों दूं? मैं काम करूंगी। दो पीपीटी है मेरी। पीपीटी रोज फालतू काम। हमारा पीपीटी ही मिलती है, पहले तक नहीं मिलता हमें, अभी मिला है। ग्रुप बढ़ते हैं हम लोगों के।
Please mute yourself. Okay. So if you want to be a dietitian, first you have to take a undergraduate degree, either in food science or health science or biological science or nutrition, food science and dietetics. And then directly you can take an internship and can be a junior dietitian or assistant dietitian. You can't be a full-time dietitian. Or else you can do masters. Sorry, just give me a minute. Or else you can do a masters, or you can do 1 year postgraduate diploma in food science and dietetics. And internship is really mandatory. Like everyone wants your expertise, so everyone wants for, do you have any experience? So that is the experience comes from internship. So don't waste your time, have an internship and then join in any hospital as a dietitian. Now if you want to be a registered dietitian, the pathway is you have to go to IDA, and then can a clinical dietitian can be public nutrition field afterwards? Yes, you can. I'll discuss it later. Okay, so once you are doing having an IDA membership, you are doing you are registered with them, and with the registered hospital you have to take another internship and clear their exam. You can be a registered dietitian. Now nowadays what problem I can see is that we all have many people are dietitian, but the problem is once you're dietitian you are not getting enough respect in your field. So or doctors are taking over your job or saying, oh, you don't know, I'm the boss. It's not the correct way. You are studying, so you should take the grab. You should improve your personality. You should show them that I am more than you, and you should take the grab. Otherwise what will happen, there will be a job clash. So you should take over there. No, it's my job, it's my area, I am the boss, I know what is right. That attitude you should have always. Okay, I have two questions from Prerna. One is, can a clinical dietitian go to the public nutrition field afterwards? Yes, you, of course you can go in any dietitian, from any dietitian field you can go to public nutrition field. For that you really don't need any like any other education degree. Just try to say, okay, I have this experience, I have done some clinical I am a clinical dietitian, I worked in the hospital, I am handling patients, so I know my community, I can handle a broader public. So it's a broader sense. So in that way, you have to modify your CV or resume so that the those who are providing you job, they can select you. That's the thing. You don't have to study for that anything. Doing a diabetes educator course from NDEP is worthful. See, every course is worthful. Just the thing is, you have to think what is my goal, what I want to be. If you just for one example, for diabetes educator, if you really want to be you want to have your own clinic, and you want to give suggestions to your those patient, those who have diabetes, oh, it's excellent. So like that, you have to think what is my goal. First fix the goal, then go for the course to fill up the gap to achieve the goal. That's the theory. Okay, so I'll answer the rest of the question later. I'll finish my thing first. So the second thing is being a food science area, how you're going to get a company job. So for that, first you have to complete your HSC, then come to bachelor's. You can do either undergraduate degree like BSc in food science, or food science and nutrition, or 4 years BTech in food tech. Now, if you want to transfer your degree, like if you have BSc, you want to do BTech, you have like MTech, you have to do either BSc BTech MTech or BSc MSc MTech. You can't directly jump from BSc to MTech. There is some middle pathway. So again, I have to say internship is very, very, very much important. And why internship? Because you should gain some experience. Without experience, no one is going to hire you. If they hire you also, you will have lot of trouble in the promotions, or your salary will be very minimum. So try to gather as much as experience as possible during your term holidays, during your coursework. Try to do anyway. And once you got a company job, either in quality control or in frontline worker, you can have at least you have to have at least 2 to 5 years of experience with HACCP training from different private organization. They're giving training. With that, you can be a quality control manager or manager in the industry. Now, there is another huge vacancy available in India at present at the post of research assistant or research associate. So who is going to be research assistant and associate? So if you have completed your masters, then you can go for research assistant. If you have completed your PhD or postdoc, then you can go for associate. Now, this is a hidden job market in India. What you have to do, hidden means you won't get advertisement for this. You have to go into the university or institute website and search for it. Do they have any job position like that? So I can say like universities like CFTRI, NIN, NIFTEM, they at least get 10 to 25 job position every month. So go into their website, search for it, and then go to those, not only CFTRI or NIFTEM, every university and institute they have. So don't forget to check at least once in a 15 days and jump into their website, check what is the requirement. And for the interview, you have to go to their institute for the interview. So, and after once you clear the interview, if you get passed, they will just within 2 to 3 days, they will let you know you will get the job. Now, this is a temporary position from 2 months to till 7 years or 5 years, you can get this kind of job. If you do at least 2 to 3 years of this kind of research assistant job, there is a probability to get scholarship for JRF for doing your PhD, and it will quicken your PhD process as well. So I'm just saying an alternative pathway. This can be a more harder as well, depending upon which project and under whom you want to start your PhD. Okay, I'm getting lots of message, but I'll read out at the end so that I first let me finish. So then next thing is PhD or assistant professor. Now, if you are not willing to do regular monotonous job in industry, because it's really a regular job, every day you have to go, you have to do microbiology, or you have to do food analysis, something like that, or you or R&D job is kind of same like PhD or assistant professor. Or if you are not willing to handle patients, then probably this is your option. So for that, you have HSC, you have bachelor's, you have master's. After that, a big question, after if you qualify that, you will get success. So for that big question, I can fill up with either NET or GATE or SET. So if you are willing to do PhD, there is a one option that you can write a university exam as well, through which you can get PhD, but with lesser scholarship. So for the NET, if you get higher marks, you can get like JRF, Junior Research Fellowship. With that, you can start your PhD. Or if you have not that good marks or that good position, then you will be getting a right signal for applying all the vacancies available for assistant professor posts. What happened? Sorry. Okay. So for NET or GATE or SET, I'll give you a small tips that it's not only your subject, it is a vast area of subject where you have to just look out of your subject. If you are studying really food science, then in NET you can see there are so many other subjects like textile, there is home management, there is so many. So you have to start studying, and it needs at least 2 years of preparation. Don't think that after masters I'll just prepare in 3 months or 6 months I'll complete. It's really hard. Better to start early so that you can get the success. If you have any further query, please feel free to email me. I'll give you my email at the end so that we can discuss in details, because we have short time today and I have to give information on everything. So once you completed your PhD, then what? PhD is the ultimate education degree. After that, you can't have any degree in proper sense. So after PhD, you have to do either postdoc, or that is like postdoc is kind of, you will get a scholarship, and in that you have to do research similar like PhD, or you can start a company job. In that you can do quality control or research and development. You can join as a research associate, already told. Government job, academics, and dietitian. That's all about your options to pursue your career. Now, study abroad. It's a really interesting part, and it should be interesting because it's going to shape up your career in a fantastic way that will make you competent in the world level. If you think India is a small part, but if you think about world all around the globe, if you come out of India, it's really going to boost up your career. So you can start from bachelor's to master's, PhD, and postdoc, and for that you can get partial or full scholarship depending upon other criteria. So for that as well, I don't know how many people is interested, so I didn't put much here. So feel free to ask me in my email. I'll help you, obviously. So now, government job. In India, everyone wants government job. So what are the options? I know there are so many options. Like I have given here 3, but there are so many emerging options, like they are coming. And you can, apart from this, you can write IBPS. You can go for NABARD job. Those people are also Miss Khadila. Sorry. Okay, but don't do it again. Okay. So you can go for NABARD job, or you can go for IBPS. Okay, there are so many. So if you are willing to do FSSAI food analyst, for that you have to go to FSSAI website. You can see there is 2 options. One is JAE and another is FAE. FAE is the food analyst exam. For that you should have some industry experience to qualify their practical exam. But if you have no experience, you can still write JAE, which will help you to get the first written exam clear, and then go to industry, get some idea, get experience, and then you can clear their practical exam and become food analyst. Similarly, food safety officer's job also come every year for both state and FSSAI level. So You can try writing those. You have option of food auditor option. You can be a dietitian in different government hospitals as well. I can see so many messages are coming on. Don't be disappointed. At the end, I'll answer all the questions. And that's end. We have YouTube, Facebook and Insta. Try to follow and like to get our latest webinar options. And what else, I'll put some tips and tricks there as well, so try to follow us. And this is our email address, nutritionfoodedu@gmail.com, nutritionfoodedu. So this is our email address. If you have any query, write to us. We'll get back to you very quickly. And those who joined later, for them I'm saying, like, don't be worried. I'll just upload this video in the YouTube as well as in Facebook, so you can see our recorded version. And then if you have any query, just put your message in the chat box or email us. We'll help you. Thank you. Now it's time for queries. Okay. What are the specialization we can do after MSc? Okay. See, MSc bachelor's is the preliminary. You don't need to do any specialization, but MSc is the specialization. So in MSc you can do food science and nutrition, only food science, food technology, MSc Tech, that is called, or you can do clinical nutrition, food science and dietetics. There are so nutrition and dietetics, there are so many. Or after MSc, if you want to do, you can do PG diploma in quality control, PG diploma in dietetics, or you can have various short-term courses. That is there. So then next, while studying the food science engineering, can I become a dietitian? Yes, you can, but as you are studying engineering, you have to take a PG diploma or master's course in nutrition, so that you can be in the field of dietitian. Otherwise, it's really difficult from engineering field. But if I am not clearing your question, try to write us email, because we are about to finish. Okay, you can still write your message here as well. Okay, then yes, please mention the specialization after MSc. I already mentioned that quality control, then dietitian, sorry, quality control for the companies, then food safety and quality control is there. You can do that for companies. For becoming a dietitian, you can do PG diploma in the dietetics. And if you are interested to improve your knowledge, you can do different webinars, you can join different seminars, or you can do different online courses to get more information. That will also help you to get different kind of jobs. Then next is from where we can do higher studies in nutrigenomics. And okay, for nutrigenomics, there is no it is better, like I can suggest you, it is better to do PhD rather than MSc, or you can go to abroad, because in India there is no such proper courses for nutrigenomics. But if you go to abroad, I think there will be a lot of option. If you write us email, we'll help you regarding that. How to apply for PhD for abroad after masters? What other courses we can apply for abroad other than PhD? Okay, as you have already masters, you can apply for masters in the abroad. So that is one option, or you can apply for PhD as well. So the pathway is totally different from India, and it's huge. It's all dependent upon your career, how you pursued, what is your previous experience. So we have to consider those. So please email us so that we can consider all this, and we can help you out to get PhD or masters in abroad. What is the purpose of writing FAE and JEE exam? After getting cleared the exam, What is the next step? Okay, if you are studying still, if you don't have any experience, you can write JEE. Already you have completed then you have already completed your written exam. There is only your practical exam is left. So then you can go to any industry, have some experience, show them that I have this experience, and then you can write the exam and clear it. Then you will be a food analyst. In different laboratories, they need food analysts to analyze their food. Like suppose today a company like Everest or Nestle or Amul is producing some new food, so they need to send it to some company to get the approval, and your job will be to analyze those food and give the report so that they get certification on that product. Otherwise it will be very difficult for them to sell those products. And FAE is already you are in the company, so you have already the experience. Now it's the time to just clear the exam for that FAE. So just those who are studying, if you shouldn't be disappointed for that. JEE is also there. You can write the exam and practical part is only the left. That is the reason. Can you provide us the food company list where we can apply for job? See, there are lots of food companies. Which region you are willing to do, so that we can send you, or else you just email us, because for that we can email us. So just give me the details, which area, what kind of job, what's your experience. I have to look for everything. So just write us in our email so that we can help you out. I think your query got cleared. If you have anyone have any queries, just write in our email so that I can help you. Or do you have any other queries? And join our Facebook, YouTube, and our Insta. So okay. Can you?
Ma'am, I have written a question. Can you please read in the chat and reply?
Okay. Can you tell about your organization? Okay, yeah, I'm doing. It's a very popular university in Australia. So its name is UNSW. So here you have options for doing masters or PhD or postdoc. So many options are there. It's a world ranking university, that I can say. After PhD and UGC NET, Monica wrote after PhD and UGC NET.
Ma'am, I wrote what are the salary scales for professors after PhD and UGC NET in India?
Okay,
if you have an idea, because you are in Australia, I did not know this.
No. Just I have idea because I'm basically from India. So basically the thing is, if you start UGC NET, if you qualify UGC NET for the JRF, you have 31,000, and for SRF it is 36,000, and for PhD. That is a PhD I told, but if you are doing from university exam, that varies. It can vary from 8,000 to till 15,000. It can vary.
Ma'am, I'm not asking for the stipend thing. I am asking for, suppose somebody has cleared a UGC NET,
okay,
and somebody is pursuing PhD,
okay,
and the same person wants to teach at any of the universities, maybe as a visiting faculty, or because a lot of private universities, they take on
faculty. For see, Monica, for visiting faculty, there is no fixed salary. It depends on the supervisor. Everywhere there is a boss. So everywhere in every industry, every companies, there is someone head. So it depends upon them, or it depends upon university or colleges. But if you are a permanent faculty, if you go get assistant professor post, then you will have a fixed salary starting from 45,000.
Okay, so the starting for assistant professor on regular roles is 45.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Chino. Sorry, probably it's not your full name, but thank you so much for joining in my webinar. And if you have any question, please feel free to email. We'll always help you out. Okay.
Ma'am, this is your direct email address, the Nutrition Food Education?
Yes. Direct email.
Okay. I'll write to you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining today. We'll conduct very soon some other events, and try to follow your emails. We'll send you email so that you can get all the information. My name is Ruchira. My name is Ruchira. This is our email, nutritionfoodedu@gmail.com. Okay. So, and those who joined late, don't be worried. This thing will be in Facebook as well as in YouTube. Thank you so much for joining today. Okay. So bye-bye for today.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.